hopefully this comes out. Okay. So I just have about 15 questions. I'm just going to ask you. You might not even know the answers to some of them. I just kind of was brainstorming and came up with any sort of question I could think.
I'd like to brainstorm me.
So what time is it now?
Want me to time it, or?
Yeah, okay. It just needs to be around like 20 minutes, so I'll have to go through all the questions and you can take as long as you want on each of them. I'm just supposed to have 20 minutes, so I just have to make sure we have about that. Just let me know what time it is right now. Don't put a timer or anything.
Oh.
It just needs to be 20 minutes, so I just
4:06.
Okay. So I just need to make sure it's at least 20 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So let's keep an eye on the clock.
Good. Well, this is like a stopwatch. It counts up, and so you could just like see it and see how close you are to 20 minutes, and you could just kind of hide it somewhere.
Okay, you could just put it on the floor.
Okay, so it's just a running time.
Okay. All right. So I'll just start off with, how many brothers and sisters did you have, and what were their names?
I had, there were 8 brothers and sisters, plus me.
Mm-hmm.
And Martha.
Oh, I don't need to write it down because I'll have the video, so I'm going to go back. Yeah.
Martha, Lester, Velma.
Martha, Velma, then Lester.
Order doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm trying to remember because I've seen some.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Martha, Lester, Velma, David, Wayne,
Yeah, you're right.
and start over.
Ivan.
Ivan, yeah.
Okay.
Carol and Larry.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Does that come out to 8?
Yes.
8 total. You had one. You had one that was stillborn.
Oh
That was
yeah,
the ninth.
stillborn. The stillborn one was.
Or
See, Martha, Velma, no, Lester, Velma, Wayne,
David Wayne.
David. Oh, you know what? The one that died is in between there, let's see.
The order didn't matter.
No, it's...
But we got the total.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what were the names of your parents?
My dad's name was John Robert Bentley. And my mother's name was Edna Pearl Ernest.
Okay. And where were they from?
Well, my
Where'd Grandpa come from? Where did Grandpa come from? Where'd your dad come
John
from?
Robert Bentley came from England.
Okay. So you were first generation then? Or second?
He was first generation.
He was first generation. Okay. I don't know how that works.
And his mother and dad decided they wanted to come to America. So they arrived in America. I can't remember the name of the town. That's where they left England. And they arrived. There's a town that most foreigners come to. I can't remember the name.
New York.
Ellis Island?
Ellis Island. Statue of Liberty?
That were,
Okay.
and my grandfather, my dad's father, was Enoch Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
His wife was Sarah Bentley when she married him. And they went to Ohio. And my grandfather, Enoch, was a coal miner.
Oh, okay.
And they had coal mines there, so he started working there.
Do you know why they left England to come to America?
They heard that it was pretty free over here.
Yeah. So what about Grandpa John? Do you know how many brothers and sisters he had?
You're talking about your grandpa?
My Grandpa John. Yeah, sorry.
Your husband. Your husband.
Yeah. Sorry, switched subjects on you.
Okay. I met Johnny when I was 19. And there was, Johnny was the youngest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But well, I should tell you what the mother and father's name were.
Yeah.
Of Johnny. Okay. Barkley Van Buren Ezel was Johnny's.
Awful.
And he married Florence Forsey.
Okay.
It's good to remember here.
And do you know their children's names? Okay. So, picking up from where we left off. So are there any stories that you remember that your parents told you about your family, or any stories that you remember about your family's experience living here or living in England?
My I should look in those.
You can look through the box if you want.
I would like some clues.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got it?
Mm-hmm. Carefully. This was my mom when she was as old as I am.
Oh, wow.
This was my dad and my mom.
Aw.
Edna Pearl, Ernest, John, Robert, Bentley was my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met Johnny, I saw him write out signature one time, and I said, John R. Ezel. I said, what is your middle name? Robert? I said, that's what my dad's name.
It's meant to be.
And my dad, my mom went to Anderson, Indiana to get to learn more about the Lord. And the Lord called her to be a minister.
Oh, wow.
My dad didn't go to college.
Mm-hmm.
My mom could marry people and do all those other things. My dad couldn't because he never graduated from college.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord called him to be pastors. And my dad was a teacher.
They're a very cute couple.
And my dad, he kind of teased Mom. Mom teased him.
Mm-hmm.
And they got along fine. And they had 7 kids. Well, actually 8, and one of them died at an hour and a half after it was born. And they just called him Junior.
Mhm.
And Mom didn't even get to see the baby.
Mhm.
But they didn't think my mom was going to live, so they buried the baby and had a funeral for him. So it was Martha was first, and then Lester, and I was next. Did you write that down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I don't have to tell you that again.
Got another question?
Now, when she had the 7 children, a lady in the church came and said, Edna, do you know what a diaphragm is? She said, no, it keeps you from having a baby. Where do I get it? And she said at the drugstore, are you kidding? They have to go to the doctor, be measured, and get a size, you know.
Mhm.
My mom got pregnant again. And would you believe they were twins?
Mhm.
Oh. What luck, huh? So do you remember how your mom and dad met?
Yes. My dad was at Anderson, Indiana camp meeting, and he met her there. And then he took her to a covered bridge,
Mhm.
and that's where he proposed.
Aww. Very romantic.
And
She said yes because she was glad he didn't throw her off. Just kidding.
And my dad was still a coal miner.
Okay.
And so the nearest coal mine was 90 miles from us.
Oh wow, that's
80, no 90. 90 miles from us. Oh, I need to back up a little bit.
okay.
My mom and dad were pastoring a church called Mary Chapel,
Mhm.
and it was out in the country. And so my dad told the board members that we didn't have any heating system in the house.
Mhm.
And one of the guys said, I've got 2 pot-bellied stoves at home.
Mhm.
Come and choose one for free.
Oh wow.
So my mom and dad, they had a car at that time, and my mom and dad broke the news to us. There were 3 children at that time. I said, we can't take you with us to pick up the stove. And the people that were going to give it to us were just lived a few miles from us, and they'd be back in a few minutes.
Mhm.
Because they needed to lay the pot-bellied stove, all the pieces, in the back seat. And they were coming down the hill, almost home. And all of a sudden my dad, there was a really downpour, rain. And my dad said, I can't see past the hood of the car. Mom said, well, I'll guide you. So she said, I'll put my head out the window and look. And then she put her head out the side of the car. You know how bridges are made. There was a small river under that. And my mom said, John, you're over too far. She didn't say which way. And he jerked the wheel, and he ran into the part that the metal parts that keep you from going over the edge. And the car flipped up in the air, and my dad was thrown out of the car up on a bank, and my mom went down with the car. And she was unconscious for a while. So was my dad. And came back to her senses. She thought, well, she heard the motor running, and she said, if I don't turn that motor off, this car's going to blow up. And so she reached over to get the key, to turn the key off, and that's when she had the impact going down. And it was quite a few feet up from the highway.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad, when he regained consciousness, he thought, oh, I've got to go find Edna. He found her under the bridge. And my mom, when she had regained consciousness, her head just hurt so bad. And she looked like this, and she stuck 2 fingers behind her eyelid. And about that time, my dad found her. And he said, Edna, I'm going to let you wear my jacket. Don't you take it off. Because in a few minutes, you're going to be in shock. She said, I'm going to go up to the top of this hill because one of the people that went to our church lived up there. And so he said, I'm going to call an ambulance. And they called the ambulance. Excuse me.
No, you're fine.
Called the ambulance, and the ambulance got there, and they took her to the hospital. And they had to call a neurologist, the head doctor. He took one look at my mother and said, she won't live past morning. And my mom said, Lord,